Hey everybody, welcome to this video guide for Batman Arkham Knight on the Xbox Series X. Today we are completing the AR challenge Crime Alley, and we are getting 3 stars on it while playing as Harley Quinn. So before we do get started on that, I would like to say that if you are interested in looking for guides for any of the other characters for this AR challenge, I have created guides for all 8 characters. So check out the description or click the card in the top right if you want to access that playlist and watch any of those other challenge videos. Anyways, with all of that said, let's get into some combat tips. So let's talk about some tips for making sure you don't take any damage when you are completing these levels. Personally, I'd recommend that you go with the method of hitting, dodging, and hitting. So you want to get in a rhythm of hitting, evading, so you can jump over an enemy, just jump away, etc., and then hitting once again. This allows you to sort of avoid needing to counter, avoid incoming blade attacks, or any other attack that cannot be blocked or countered. So that way you're not taking unnecessary damage because you're not personally prepared to counter, press Y or whatever to try to avoid that damage. Evading is what I personally like to do, and if you do this and also consider what the enemies are armed with, so that would be a shield or a taser, things like that, you'll have a better idea of how to react in certain situations. If you ensure that you are always dodging, you can reorient yourself and prepare yourself for the next attack you will need to perform, whether that be an attack to take down a shield enemy, a beatdown on a brute, a regular attack, or even preparing yourself for a counter. Giving yourself that extra time when evading will benefit you greatly between each attack, and allow you to avoid damage extremely easily as well. So remember, you want to get into a rhythm of hitting, dodging, and then hitting once again, and just keep that up. That is going to benefit you greatly. Of course, there are circumstances where you need to perform a special attack, but those are exceptions to the rule and to the rhythm of hitting, dodging, and hitting. Now that we have got all of those tips out of the way, let's get started with this AR challenge. Alright, so starting up the AR challenge, we are going to take a quick look at the enemies that we will be facing in round 1. To begin, we have the enemy with a riot shield, and then we have 2 bladed enemies. For me, I like to target the bladed enemy right off the bat. I let them attack me, and then I get a perfect counter to knock them out. And then after that, I go for the riot shield, take out the riot shield, and then after that, it is a very easy free flow. Just can keep up a really easy free flow, get a high combo, just keep that up for the rest of the round, and then it's over in a flash. It'll be really easy, especially if you get the riot shield out of the way. You don't need to counter the enemy with a blade, but that's just my recommendation. Get that easy counter in right off the bat, so that way it's just an easy knockout. And I would like to say that for this entire round, I am going to be showing the button prompts on the screen, so just to indicate to you what I'm doing and sort of how I'm attacking all of these enemies. And of course, I also want to illustrate to you how useful the hit and evade tactic is, so you're going to be seeing me hitting and evading, and I just want to illustrate that by showing the button prompts on the screen. So you're going to be seeing me dodging and hitting, and you'll see the relevant buttons. And it's only going to be during this round, so it's too much work to put it on any of the other rounds. They are much longer, but this round, it's just a good chance for me to illustrate the technique and the method that I was indicating in the combat tip section. Alright, now with all of that out of the way, let's get started with the actual round. So, like I said, going for that perfect counter on the bladed enemy right away. That is 1 knockout, easily done. Then I'm going to be targeting the shielded enemy. Now the shield is just out of the way, and all I need to do is continue to hit the enemies. So hitting and evading where necessary, but this one is a very easy round overall. So it's over in a flash, like I said. But if you saw, I evaded and it gave me that extra time to sort of reorient myself. So you'll definitely see it in the later rounds. This one was a quick one. Unfortunately, couldn't really indicate it too much. So whatever. But now let's take a look at our final score in the combat summary. If you can see, I got a no hit bonus and a perfect free flow bonus. Those bonuses are not necessary for sure, but they are extremely vital on the first 3 rounds. But on the final round, you can get away without actually getting any of those combat bonuses. But in the beginning rounds, it is going to be really easy for you to rack up your points by just getting those bonuses. So the no hit bonuses and the perfect free flow bonuses will be vital in the early rounds. Alright, now with all of that said, let's move on to our next round. Alright, so let's start up round number 2. In this round, we are going to be dealing with an enemy that is carrying a taser, and then we have the 2 riot shield enemies to take care of. So personally, I'd recommend that you focus on the taser right away, get it out of the enemy's hands so that way you do not have to worry about it, And then I'd recommend that you do the exact same with the riot shield. Just get the riot shields out of the enemy's hands. And then from there, you can have an extremely easy free flow. You won't need to worry about too much, and you can just maintain that combo, get it as high as possible, and ensure that you get the perfect free flow bonus at the end, and you get the no hit bonus. You'll have a ton of points coming from this round, as long as you take care of those two threats right off the bat. Alright, now let's go ahead and get started with round number 2. Alright, so right off the bat, we are going to be countering the enemy with the blade. This is totally optional, but it's just my preference to clear those enemies out right away. Now we are going to be getting the taser out of the enemy's hands, and just continuing to hit and evade, building up our combo. And then once I am oriented well enough, I am going to be taking out the enemies with the shield, getting it out of their hands, so that way I can get my free flow going even easier. And now I only have 3 enemies left, and they're all on the ground. Very easy to knock all 3 out right here, and that is the end of round number 2. So let's take a look at our combat summary. We did get the free flow, the perfect free flow, and then we also did get the no hit bonus, which results in us getting a pretty good amount of points for that round. Now let's move on to round number 3. Alright, so starting up round number 3, the enemies that we have to deal with would be the enemy that has a gun, we have a medic to deal with, and then we have 2 enemies with a riot shield. And then you have all the other easy enemies to take care of. So personally, I'd go for the enemy with a gun, then I'd go for the enemies with the riot shields, and then I'd go for the medic as a final enemy. Reason being, you are not going to have to deal with any electrified enemies. When it comes to the other levels, you do have enemies that get electrified by the medics, but since Harley Quinn can't disable any of those electrified enemies, which makes things a lot easier for sure, all you need to do really is take out the medic itself, and that's it. So my recommended order, once again, would be to go for the enemy with a gun, then take out the enemies with a riot shield, then finally take out the medic. So that way you have a very easy round of free flow, and you're just going to try to aim for that perfect free flow once again and get the no hit bonus in this round. If you can nail the first 3 rounds and get those bonuses in all 3 of them, then you're going to have a really good chance of getting 3 stars on the final round. Now let's go ahead and complete round number 3. Alright, so right before I go for the enemy with a gun, I'm taking out 1 riot shield, then I get the gun out of the enemy's hands, and then from here I'm taking down the next riot shield enemy, and there are no more riot shields in play at the moment, so I can just jump around and free flow no problem. I knock down the medic so they can't revive anyone very easily. Then the enemies picked up the gun once again, and the riot shields once again, so I'm just getting that out of their hands. I'm about to use a special attack here just to whittle down the enemy's numbers. And as you can see, the medic will go straight to revive that enemy, so I'm just going to be watching the medic, making sure they can't easily pick them up. But for me, I got a bit occupied here, so I couldn't actually knock out the medic before they revived that enemy. And I just used a special attack on the enemy with a shield. I meant to use it on the medic, but unfortunately I got the shield. No matter though, because we are just keeping up our free flow, and we are working on getting that medic taken care of as soon as possible. You can see they're going for the revive, but finally I get my special attack on the medic, and it is just continuing on making sure the riot shields are not in play, and just getting my free flow up constantly. And as you can see, we are done the round. That one felt really quick, and there was a lot going on, but I had a really high combo, a combo of 52 there. I got the no hit bonus, and I got the perfect free flow bonus, and as you can see, we are less than 2,000 points away from getting 3 stars. Now let's move on to round number 4. Okay, so starting up round number 4, it's essentially round number 3, but a bit more difficult. We have 3 riot shield enemies, we have 2 enemies that are carrying guns, and then we have 2 medics. So just like last round, I'd recommend that you target the enemies with the guns first. Then I'd recommend that you target the enemies with the riot shields, get them out of their hands, so that way the free flow is not interrupted. And then I'd recommend that you go for the medics finally, using the special attack, or you can also use mayhem mode, which should be available to you around this 4th round, because it slowly builds up over each round. So take a look at the left side of the screen here. My meter is almost full, and I can soon use mayhem mode. If you don't know about mayhem mode, all that it does is it activates a mode for a short amount of time, where each attack actually knocks out the enemy. So that is extremely useful for taking out the riot shield enemies and taking out the medics very quickly. So definitely take advantage of that. It'll definitely help you get the no hit bonus, and it will definitely help you get a perfect free flow if you run into any issues. For me, I do think I lose my combo, but I'm not concerned because I'm less than 2,000 away from getting 3 stars. So all I need to do at the end of the day really is just complete this final round and I'll have 3 stars, no problem. Alright, with all that said, let's start up our final round. Alright, so starting the round off, we are just going to go for some easy attacks. We're worried about the enemy with the gun, so we're going to get the gun out of their hands. Then just continuing to hit and evade, using our special attack on the enemy with a shield, and then just keeping up our combo. You can see I immediately lost my combo there, but I'm not stressing. Like I said, I'm super close to 3 stars, so this is definitely an easy win for me. Just got to clear out all these enemies when I am able to. You can see I'm continuing to dodge. I've activated mayhem mode now, so I'm going to take care of those enemies that are just any trouble. So you can see I got rid of the riot shields. It's just a 1 hit for the riot shields, really easy. And it would be a good opportunity for me to go for the medics, but I personally don't. Not sure why, not sure what I was thinking, but they would have been an easy target for me to take care of. But here, just continuing to build up my combo, taking out the enemies that may interrupt my free flow and may shoot me from a distance, and then just continuing to clear out all of the medics that are going for revives. Just continuing on with the free flow, like I said, building up my combo, getting rid of the threats. Getting hit, clearly I'm taking some damage here and there, but just continuing to whittle down the enemies. I got my 3rd star just a little bit ago, so I'm not too concerned. Just need to work on taking the enemies out and not getting killed. That would probably be best. It's very hard to get killed on these levels, to be honest. The ones that are difficult are ones that have brutes, so here it is not too bothersome. But you can see I built up my combo a bunch, like repeatedly. I've gotten really high combos, so this isn't too difficult. With the final enemy defeated, you have completed the 4th level for this AR challenge, and if you achieved over 35,000 points, you've also gotten 3 stars for this AR challenge. And as you can see, I did not even get the no hit or the perfect free flow bonus in the final round, but I still managed to surpass 35,000 points. So with all of that being said, I hope that I was able to help you with this video. Please stick around and subscribe and drop a like if you did appreciate or enjoy the video. Let me know if I was able to help you out. Let me know if there are any other challenges that you may like to see me put up. You may like a guide for similar to this one. I've done some for predator challenges and combat challenges, so I'm definitely down for any levels that are not the Batmobile levels. Let me just say that. Anyways, once again, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you have a nice day. Take care.